The stars are aligning and the fight to be a star holder is on because the Challenge All-Stars Season 4 premieres Wednesday, April 10th on Paramount+. And with me now from the cast are Cam and Ace. Super excited to speak with you both. Super excited for the return of All-Stars. How are you both feeling?
Feeling great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. We are doing great.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for taking the time to speak with me. So if I have this right, Cam, fans last saw you on Double Agents, and then Ace, we saw you last on All-Stars 1. So what was it like for both of you returning for this season of All-Stars?
Coming back for me, it was a huge deal because now I'm a first-time mom. So I'm excited to see what my gameplay is going to be like. I just know that I will not hold back at all because I have a baby at home. So I'm not just playing for myself. I'm literally playing for my household, and Lee is there with me as well. So we're both playing for the same household. So, like, I'm playing 0 games, literally.
No games, Killa Cam is here. All right, Ace, what about you?
You know, I went home early on the last one. So my biggest goal was just to try to not go home first. That's always, I guess, a main thing. And because I feel like over the years I've gotten better at some things, so I just wanted the opportunity to kind of show what I've learned in my old age as far as using my brain. So because my knees don't really work that well anymore, so.
So just proving that you can still do it. I can really appreciate that. And you know, fans that have been following the challenge for a long time have kind of seen both of you compete on and off for years on this show. So what would you say it is that keeps you both coming back to the show year in and year out?
I think once you're a challenger, you're always a challenger. And no matter how long it takes for us to go in between seasons, that competitor in us, we always are going to gravitate back towards the show. And we're going to miss it because it's honestly such a fun time. Crazy too. But overall, it's a fun and amazing experience.
I started watching Real World in '93, and I've just been the biggest fan of it my whole life. And I just think it's start off as the greatest social experiment of all time, picking to live with people that are so unlike yourself, but then you learn how much more alike you are. And every opportunity I've ever got to be a part of anything Buna Murray does, I've always jumped on. And it doesn't matter what they would ask me to do, I would be a part of it. I'm just such a big fan of Mary Ellis and John Murray, and just I'm an only child, but it felt like I have brothers and sisters. Like it's truly a family that I absolutely love to be a part of. So
yeah, I feel like I can definitely sense that as a viewer. The challenge is definitely a family. Now, I understand that this season of All-Stars is an individual game with a singular winner. So I'm curious your guys' opinions on that. Do you like when it's kind of that individual style, or do you prefer when it's like one male and one female champion, or maybe even like team style?
I personally just like an individual game. It's always nice if it's one girl winner, one guy winner, but I prefer an individual game because I don't like playing in teams or with a partner because I don't want to have to depend on anybody else. I would rather my game be just being in my hands. What about you, Ace?
I really like the individual part of it, but the girls were so good on this channel. Like the girls team, they're all so good that I kind of wish that maybe it had been a girl and a guy partner, because the girls are just completely stacked. It's almost unfair how good the girls are on this challenge.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Yeah, I appreciate hearing that. How important would you guys say that like relationships or former friendships, or however you want to frame that, was important kind of coming into this season?
That definitely matters because alliances is what's going to be a huge part of your game. The fact that I'm coming in with Lee, obviously he's my #1 alliance. And I know that I can trust him. I could sleep at night knowing there's somebody in this house I trust 1,000,000% that would never turn their backs on me. But building other friendships and alliances in this game is also very important. So to me, I already know going into it, it's a part of the job. You know, I can't just be just by myself in a corner or something like that. So socializing and the social aspect of the game, like it matters because it can save you it can save you from going into that one elimination that you might not be good at or something. So you want those numbers on your side.
With me, I hadn't had a lot of experience with the shows in a while, so I tried to really learn and pay attention to people. And watching Cam on this one, and I said this 1,000 times in all my interviews, she is the most intelligent person I've ever been on the show with. Like I've never been with anybody, because she's like constantly, you can always thinking and making moves in her mind. I've never seen anybody. and it really helped me to kind of learn. I watched her and learned her game, and that was a huge part of me making it, as far as I did, because of seeing how strategic you have to be. I mean, it's more making your alliances and making your friends is more important than anything else. It's more important than the challenges. They're just, and I never really always just thought, my guy, like, yeah, I'm gonna go climb a rope and I'm gonna win. But no, it's you got to make friends with the right people and then climb the rope, and then hopefully, you don't want to be too good, you don't want to be too bad, you want to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Well, and we've seen alliances and friendships kind of be the vital piece to winning in past seasons. So for each of you, was there anyone that you were maybe nervous to see on this season? And also, who did you maybe feel like was your biggest competition?
I wasn't nervous to see anyone. And to be honest, I look at everyone as an equal competition, because this is not just it's a physical game, but that's not necessarily what's going to take you to the end. You can be the strongest person there, but I can sit here and strategize and get you voted in every time or something. So it's like your physical strength won't really matter at that point. And I think every single one of our castmates, they have their own strengths, and we also all have our own weaknesses. So I think that all of those categories matter, like mental, social game, physical strength. It all comes together.
Yeah, I wasn't really nervous to see anybody, but I was very excited. There's a lot of people I've always seen before that I was very excited to get to meet and hang out with. Like Brandon Nelson was one of my that's one of my favorite guys, and I've always wanted to meet him, and we got a chance to be friends from this. And it's just it's really just great. I'm really ecstatic about the friendships I made, because the money's already gone, but the friends are still here, so that's good.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good life lesson there. Yeah, I appreciate hearing that. So, in one word for each of you, how would you describe this season?
Crazy. It was crazy fun. It was crazy dramatic. It was crazy everything. So it was literally a crazy experience.
Yeah.
In every single aspect.
Crazy is the best word. Epic would be my word.
Epic.
It's
Okay.
just insane.
All right. So.
Yep.
Crazy and epic. That's an interesting tease there. Well, Cam and Ace, thank you both so much for taking the time to speak with me. The Challenge All-Star Season 4 premieres on Paramount Plus Wednesday, April 10th. Tune in. Thank you, guys.